Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, today I am with Sally Kennedy, bringing to you a special Tuesday Ability Pack interview. Sally is a parent advocate. Her son Keagan, who has autism, and Sally has started a very special fundraiser to help her son. So, Sally, welcome. Do you want to take a moment just to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, thanks, Carlo. So I'm Sally Kennedy, and I am fortunate enough to be the mother of Keagan Malone. Keagan is 13 years old, and Keagan, as Carlo said, has autism. And I've been kicking around this idea for a few years to start this campaign for a service dog. However, if you're a parent in general, especially if you're a parent of a child with special needs, just the time and effort can be overwhelming. So the button was paused for a long time. And then I just really felt the pull lately based on Keagan's condition to really move forward with this campaign. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about it. Carlos, I'll let you ask me more specific questions, but thanks again for having me and taking time to talk to me about this today.
Absolutely. Well, I would really love for our listeners and supporters to learn more about your efforts, and I think in terms of helping, I think that the service dogs, that provides a whole different uh, vehicle, if you will, for helping your son. So, could you take a moment and kind of share how having a service dog would help, Kagan?
Yeah, I sure can. And I don't know if you or your listeners are like me, but back in the day when we were growing up, service dogs were really primarily used for people with visual impairments. Nowadays, these dogs are amazing. They use them for seizure alerts. Um, Patients with diabetes can use them to help alert them when they're having low blood sugar, or children with autism or people with autism, they can be thoroughly calmed by these dogs. For Kagan specifically, Kagan suffers from a lot of self-injurious behaviors. So I've seen the dogs work miraculously to help calm their caregivers so they can not injure themselves so badly. One of the other things that we've dealt with is eloping. So my son's 13 now. I don't know. I would say it's probably close to 10 times where he's eloped and been in danger. One time a couple of years ago, he actually got out of the house and was a couple of miles away at 3 a.m. barefoot. So some very scary situations that can happen to just about anybody. So from a safety perspective, this dog would definitely help with safety. I've seen the dogs do cool things like redirecting people to help them stay on task. But one of the most exciting things that I'm really looking forward to seeing is just how Kagan bonds with an animal. We've been kind of testing this out for a little bit, just with a few dogs, and it's pretty much mind blowing to me. And these are dogs that aren't trained, so just being able to get Kagan to really bond with an animal, I think, is going to be able to really bring him out of his shell. So there's all kinds of different things that we're really looking forward to benefiting from the dog. So does that help clarify?
Abs- Absolutely. And we
Okay.
hear those stories, right? And I've seen the videos of the service pets that have helped the children that are self-injury. There's a very touching video I recall from about a year ago. And then you're absolutely correct. We hear too much in our community about kids that have either got lost or ran away from the home, and it's heartbreaking when we hear those stories. So I'm in your corner. I think this is something that we really need our community to support, to help your family. So how could our listeners help? How can they contribute? What are your organization? What are your efforts right now to fundraise?
So right now, Carlos, we're on a campaign to raise $25,000 for the service dog for Kagan. And the company that I've chose, there's a lot of companies out there, and I would just urge everyone to really look closely into these companies. They do some wonderful things. Specifically for us, the reason that one of the reasons I chose SDWR, well, I'll give you a few reasons. One is the training program that they have for their dogs to help socialize them. So they have college students that are out taking them on, 5K walks with, hundreds of people around them and getting them very social and teaching them all the basic commands. And then after that, they're taken to a beautiful farm in Virginia where the owner actually trains the dogs. But one of the things that's really important to us is right now it's difficult to take Keagan to the grocery store. It's difficult to, take him to the park. It's difficult, just he can get overwhelmed in social situations. And one of the things that you have to do with the service dog is once they've been trained, you have to obviously train them with the family and with the person that they're there to help. And so a lot of these agencies, you will need to go to their facility for anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, which is obviously very important. But for us, it's basically impossible to get Keagan into a car to travel somewhere, let alone to have him stay at a place that's not his home for that long. So this company will come to us. They'll come to us at first and stay for close to a week. And then for the next 18 months, every few months, they'll come for several days to help us, tweak things or change goals, just to stay and work really close with us. So that's super important to me, and one of the reasons that we've chosen this company. So at
That's
this point,
amazing.
we've
That's truly
started,
amazing.
yeah,
That's
it's
great.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
At this point, we've started an online campaign, and I know you're going to share that link. So that's what we've done at this point. We have several fundraisers that we are planning to launch this year, or I'm sorry, we're already almost to 2017. So to launch in 2017 to create awareness around just this agency and service dogs in general as well, because one of the things I'm really hoping is with the momentum, we'll be able to raise enough funds to get Keagan his dog, and then also take the additional funds that we raise and be able to give that in the form of a scholarship to another family. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is it's taken me 3 years just to get to this point, to fill out all of the paperwork, to decide on the company, because it is a daunting task when you've got, insurance companies to fight and schools to figure out and all of those things to do. So I think that this would be just the perfect gift to a family that is struggling, that could have a dog impact their lives. And I know that Keagan would love to be able to do that too.
Yeah, that was very well, stated. I completely agree with you that the time that we have, and I'm a special needs parent as well. It's our time is limited, our resources to get things accomplished, and so you've taken the time to research all this, and again, I think it's just such a great cause, and I'm a believer. I support national organizations as well. I think they do a lot to help our community, but I'm also a big believer in supporting on the local level and local families who have this need, and that's why I'm just such a big supporter of this. And what I'm asking our listeners to do is in the video that I posting today, our recording in this interview, I'm going to go ahead and put the links in there for the donation page, as well as the video that Sally made for YouTube. And we'll make sure to keep everyone updated on the campaign efforts to raise the funds to obtain the service dog for Keagan. And is there any closing thoughts? Anything else you'd like to share, Sally?
No, I just thank you again for reaching out to me and for really getting behind this. I can't tell you how excited we are just to have the ball rolling on this. Sometimes times do get dark and it is hard. And to be real, I mean, how it is. Sometimes it's hard to see the light through the forest. And we've had some difficult times, but things are getting a lot better. And I love having this to look forward to, and giving Keagan some teasers here and there. By the way, We did ask him the other day what his dog's name would be, and he said Woof Woof. So we are going to try to work on that because I just don't see this dog being a woof woof, but we'll see how that goes.
That is so cute. So, and I'm going to learn from you as well because we don't have a family pet right now. So that's something that we have to take in consideration. My boys have been asking, and we just again we've just been so busy in our time to do those things. But thank you so much for your time today. I will make sure again for our listeners or supporters, I'll make sure to put the links in. Today is Giving Tuesday, so every bit counts, whether it's $1 or $5. Don't go into this thinking that you have to make some huge donation. Every dollar counts. And then also, more importantly, if this interview resonates with you and you could share that in your network, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook. I know that Sally and her son Keagan and I would sincerely appreciate it. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this interview.